Hello and welcome to Fund to Money. We are back again with another round of NRI Q&A where we answer questions from our YouTube viewers. And answering the questions, as usual, is an expert, which is Chhavi Prabhakar, a familiar face on our channel. Chhavi Prabhakar, she is the co-founder and CEO of Global Indian Solutions, which provides a whole host of solutions to NRIs. You can get the link of Global Indian Solutions in the description section. We'll be back shortly with the questions and Chhavi will be giving the answers. Please wait for a little while longer. Welcome back, welcome to Fund to Money. We are again back with another round of questions from our NRI viewers. They pertain to their various personal finances, personal finance topics, and answering the questions would be Chhavi Prabhakar, who is the CEO and co-founder of Global Indian Solutions, which provides a whole host of solutions to NRIs. You can get to Chhavi's website, that's Global Indian Solutions website. The link is there in the description section. So let's get started. I'll read out the questions and then Chhavi will provide the answers. So the first question is by Alok Tyagi. Alok Tyagi says that he's currently in the UK and he'll be back by next month. He did a few investments in forex trading and account is in good shape. So he says, as I started off this from here and have no transfer of money from India, question is, if I move back to India and continue to trade from India, then will it be legal? And how will I transfer that money to my Indian account? Alok, don't worry, Chhavi will be back with the answers. Then the next question is by Lone Mitra. Lone Mitra has liked our videos and has been following us. So the query is, Lone Mitra says, my sister and her husband is an NRI and having an NRE account. My sister is staying in India for the last 8 months and she's willing to buy a property in India on her name. Can she make payment from NRE account for the said transaction? Please guide. Absolutely, we'll do that, Lone Mitra. Then there's Jatin Rajput, who's asking a slightly longer question. So he says, I have one question about jurisdiction of residence in ITR 2 in case of a non-resident. Suppose Mr. A is Indian citizen and he goes to Dubai for employment from India. Further, he says he lives in India during the year only 49 days, so his residence status is non-resident because he does not satisfy basic two conditions of resident in India. He lives in India less than 182 days. So here comes his question. My question is, he says, in which country select from drop-down list in jurisdiction of residence and which country name to be put along with passport number? I think he's talking about the income tax return. So Jatin, Chhavi will be answering that question. And finally, in this episode, the final question is by Rajagopalan Jaykumaran. So Rajagopalan asks, can you clarify whether NRI, which is daughter, can buy a property in India in the name of her mother just by funding through bank channels? So 4 questions and Chhavi will be there to answer the questions. Over to you, Chhavi.
Hello everyone. I hope this finds you all safe and sound. So definitely very trying times for everyone, and I'm seeing that a lot of our viewers have been asking us questions on quite a lot of our old videos, also the new ones. So I'm happy to note that these are being watched closely and there are queries around it. So I'm back with the to address a fresh set of questions. So here we go. We have a question from Mr. Alok Tyagi. Mr. Alok Tyagi lives in the UK and is there. He's doing investments and some forex trading, etc., from the income that he has made from overseas. And his question is that if he was to come back to India, can he continue doing the trading? And also, how can he transfer the funds from there to his Indian account? So here I would just like to say, of course, the facts of the case will be as as per the individual case. But uh, as a non-resident Indian, of course, you are living overseas and you continue to do your investments, etc. And once you come back to India and you are a returned NRI, you basically, after a couple of years, depending again on the case, where you are back and you are a resident Indian. So resident Indians are allowed to hold assets overseas, and only thing is that whenever you file your income tax return, as a resident Indian, you will have to declare your overseas assets. So that's the difference. When you're a NRI, that's not mandatory, but when you are a resident Indian, you have to mandatorily uh, declare your assets. So you can continue to do your trading, etc., and continue to have investments overseas under the liberalized remittance scheme, the LRS scheme by the Reserve Bank of India. Even as a resident Indian, you are allowed to remit overseas an amount of $250,000 every year. And about transferring the overseas investments or the funds from overseas, that's very simple. That can be done at any point of time, even while you are a NRI or once you become a non-resident Indian. Then we have another question that is from Loan Mitra. Now, the question is that Mr. Mitra states that his sister and her husband, they are both NRIs. She has been living in India now for the last 8 months. So one, of course, her NRI status for this year, is not applicable. And that she wants to buy a property in her name in India from her NRE funds. So, of course, that is allowed. You can purchase property from your NRE funds or your NRO funds, and so there is no problem at all with that. Then we have another question which is from Mr. Jatin Rajput. Mr. Rajput wants to know about the jurisdiction of residents while filing the ITR. The jurisdiction of residence for a non-resident Indian is the country or the geography where you are currently residing. So if you're a non-resident Indian, the country of residence currently is the jurisdiction that you need to put there. And he's also wanting to know what is the country you should put. So, again, you could have a foreign passport or you could be holding an Indian passport. So, with your passport number, of course, it is, whether you hold an Indian or a foreign passport. So, that's the country which will be there. But the jurisdiction is always where you are currently residing. And for any further details, of course, you must connect with you can also connect with us at Global Indian Solutions, or you do connect with your CA, etc., who is guiding you. We have another question which is from Mr. Raj Gopalan Jayakumaran. Mr. Jayakumaran's query is that his daughter is an NRI living overseas, and is it possible that she remits money to India and her money is used to buy a property in her mother's name? So that is definitely allowed. And in fact, in blood relations, you can also, you are allowed to gift funds, and the limits, etc. All of that, of course, you should discuss with your chartered accountant, or with an advisor who can help you. So this definitely remittances can be sent from overseas, and that funds could be used to buy a property in India, in the parent's name, in the mother's name. So I hope these queries have been addressed. Also, I would always urge that do connect with a good advisor, or your chartered accountant, etc. We also at Global Indian Solutions are always there to assist you on any such requirement that is there. So till next time, take good care of yourself, and bye bye.
Thank you so much, Chavi. I'm sure people, as always, would find this useful. Not only the people who ask the question, but also other people who will be viewing this episode, this presentation. So please do keep writing into us. We are constantly answering your questions. So I think to return the favor, you might as well subscribe to our channel. You could share the video and the audio with others, and stay connected with us on all leading social media networks. Till the next time, till the next Fundu Money presentation, take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.